What up guys, it's your boy Dorian here, back at it again with another video. I'm in one of the Collider back offices just chilling, so I thought I'd give you guys my spoiler-free review of Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think this is my first video review since Black Panther for my own personal channel, but I've done a spoiler-free review of Upgrade for Collider video, so go make sure to check that out and subscribe because your boy's trying to get paid. This is the first video review I've done on my own channel in a minute, and I think it will be the first video review I do on my Finding Dorian channel, which originally started off as just a vlog channel, but I'm just gonna make all my content go up on here, and then the vlogs will be a certain section of it. Speaking of vlogs, by the time you're watching this, I'll have an Ant-Man and the Wasp vlog up from my press junket. I went to the press junket as well as a screening beforehand, so that I'll have a vlog of that up. Check that out. So I wanted to give you guys a spoiler-free review. I know the movie doesn't come out until July 6th, so this will have no spoilers whatsoever. I'm just gonna talk about the story, the action, the chemistry between the cast, and then go from there. And then once the movie does actually come out, I will do a spoiler-filled video, and I'll have a podcast with some of my Geeks of Color people and some of my other friends and people of color journalists that are making moves out here as well. Shout out to all of them, keep killing the game. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this review. It's gonna be a quick minute video, and I'm gonna get you guys out of here. But before we do that, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out my other content. Gotta get that plug. I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp a few days ago, and I gotta say, I truly did enjoy the film from beginning to end. It was a great move for this movie to follow up Infinity War, because Infinity War left us with such remorse and just sadness, and like I still see my therapist weekly talking about how seeing all those people dusted just affected me as a person and as an individual. Seeing my boy Peter Parker, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Not as many people have seen the Ant-Man movies as the other movies in the MCU, but I would say, see the first Ant-Man. It's an underrated film. It's great for that type of movie and for what it was trying to do in terms of being a smaller movie in the whole MCU scale. So definitely check that one out, and you'll have to see that one before you see Ant-Man and the Wasp too. So if you haven't seen Ant-Man, see that one first, and then see Civil War, and then you can go into Infinity War. Or I guess you have to, not Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp. So going into this movie is kind of interesting because beforehand, like I was just thinking in my head, like how is this going to lead to Avengers 4? When does this take place and all of that? And they answer all of that within this movie. So if you're just waiting for that, yes, there are post-credit scenes that do tie into Avengers 4 and the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I'm not going to talk about any of that. I know some people are here just waiting for that confirmation of, yes, there is Infinity War. Yes, there is Ant-Man and the Wasp post-credit scene. So if you're here for that and that's all you wanted, all right, you're good to go. You can come back later or just stop watching now. It's all good. I have no hard feelings. If you're here for the actual heart of the review, then stay, and I appreciate you. I think the best thing about this movie is I want to say Evangeline Lilly's Wasp. It was so refreshing to have. I know we had Black Widow, we've had Gamora, we've had these strong female characters within the MCU, but we've never had them lead their own movie. And this is the first time we've had. It's not just Ant-Man's movie. It's not just Ant-Man 2. It's Ant-Man and the Wasp. She plays just a crucial of a part as Scott Lang. She's been training her whole life for this, and so when she did get that suit in the post-credit scene of the original Ant-Man, from there it's just she's like, I'm badass. I don't need any training. I'm gonna just do what I gotta do. And she was the one actually teaching Scott more stuff. So basically, the story picks up after Civil War. Scott's on house arrest just because he does an agreement with the government saying hey, I wasn't really involved with that Civil War stuff. If Captain America told you, hey, I need you to come fight, you're gonna go fight. And that's pretty much the predicament he was in. So yes, he did kind of volunteer, but also if Captain America, if you have a team behind you, you have the Avengers saying, hey, we need you to fight, you're gonna fight, regardless of if you want to or not. So look at Peter Parker. He's on house arrest right now, and that's basically where it picks up. He's just trying to live his life until he gets off of house arrest so he can be a better father and be a family man to his daughter Cassie. And because of the events of Civil War, Hope and Michael Douglas's character Hank Pym are on the run because they don't want to give up their Pym particles to the government, because it's the government. Why would you trust them with this amazing technology? So they're just basically on the run constantly. While they're on the run, their whole idea and their whole mindset is if Scott could come back from the quantum realm, then why can't they go back in and then bring back out Michelle Pfeiffer's Janet? I think making this the story of Scott on house arrest and him trying to figure out what he's trying to do, or still being the hero, and then you have Hank and them trying to go back into the quantum realm. I think that was just a perfect way to follow up Infinity War, because even though like we have all this death and stuff, like these storylines are just as crucial, because the quantum realm and Ant-Man, especially Ant-Man and the quantum realm, could play a huge part in the future of the MCU and where they want to go in Phase 4 and whatnot. So I think this movie was not just as important as Infinity War, but it still laid some of the groundwork for future films that we needed in order for it to make sense and flow right with the continuity of things. Damn, I sound smart as shit right now, but I'm just saying big words. And Peyton Reed did an amazing job with the cinematography and the action within this movie, because he found a way to make Pym particles not just shrinking and enlarging for Hope and Ant-Man, but like as you see, like the Hello Kitty, the big ass Hello Kitty pin dispenser flying out and stopping bad guys, just things like that were layered throughout the movie that just made you think like, oh damn, that's like how they use the Pym particles in other ways besides enlarging and shrinking. I saw it in 3D, and that's another thing. If you do have, I know 3D and real 3D, those can get expensive and the tickets are already pricey to begin with. But if you do have the luxury of, or if you can afford to see this in IMAX 3D or just 3D in general, I would say do that, because it seems like this movie was kind of built more they had that in mind. The back of their head is like, this has to look better in 3D than any of the other Marvel movies, because they do a lot of shrinking and enlarging. So they wanted to make sure you really get the feel of those types of things. So if you do have the luxury of seeing it in 3D, then I would highly suggest doing that. But if you don't, it's not a big deal, because we out here, we balling on a budget. And if you see it in regular, it'll be just as breathtaking and it'll be amazing as well. So I think I don't really have any critiques at this moment, but when I'm going to see it again soon, and then when I do go into my spoiler review, that's when I can lay out any issues I had with the movie itself or anything like that. But I just want to give you guys a quick general overview of my thoughts on the movie, and that's pretty much it for my review, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love the movie. I would probably give it like a 8 out of 10. And once I see it again, I'll have a more definitive answer. But like I said, so much to take in, especially when you're seeing it in 3D. So once I can fully see it again one more time, I'll have a more accurate rating, and I'll like dive into more of some critiques and all that. But like I said, quick overview. I know I had you in here for like 10 minutes, but thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out my Ant-Man and the Wasp press junket. I met Paul Rudd. He was dope. So I had a good time with that. But overall, we're all good. I'm going to be doing more content. I promise you I'm going to be doing a lot more content on this channel, and specifically with vlogs and stuff. I think I'm just going to start stringing together my daily stories and just throwing them up on here for you guys. And make sure to follow me on Instagram, because I'm going to be doing some IGTV stuff as well. So Instagram is Dorian Parks. All my handles for social media, if you want to talk to me even more, are in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace up, A-Town down. See you later.